Official guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of His Worship the Mayor, Mr. Grant Smith, may I now welcome you to this evening's Beating the Retreat ceremony. The Guard and the band are now preparing to march, and while they ready themselves, I'll take the opportunity to explain a little bit about the ceremony itself. The Guard this evening is formed from the ranks of the New Zealand Army and RNZAF base Ohakea, and the Guard commander is Major Chris Wilson, Royal New Zealand Engineers. The band is the New Zealand Army Band, the Director of Music, Major Graham Hickman, and the Drum Major, Staff Sergeant Tristan Mitchell. Today's ceremony involves parading and mounting the Guard, an inspection, a musical troop, an advance and review order, firing of rifle volleys, an evening hymn, drum beatings, and then finally, sacred playing of music as the New Zealand flag is lowered. Don't worry if you didn't get all that, I'll talk you through it as the ceremony proceeds. The earliest facts known of the retreat are found in rolls of drummers and fifes in 1557, where it is stated that the beating of the retreat on the battlefield conveyed the order to retire to the rear. From this early beginning, the call evolved into a ceremony which came to signify the end of the soldier's working day. The modern retreat ceremony has its foundations in the early 18th century, when, according to Bland's military discipline, 1727, half an hour before sunset, when the gates were about to be shut, the drummer would go onto the ramparts and beat a retreat as a warning to the guards. In 1788, the following appeared in orders, and I quote, "The retreat is beat at sunset in garrisons and gunfiring camps, at which time the pickets are formed. In fortified places, it is the signal for inhabitants to come in before the gates are shut." Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the beating of the retreat. Ladies and gentlemen, please be outstanding for the marching on of the regimental colours. I'll ask you to please remain standing for the arrival of the reviewing officer. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. The guard and band are now preparing for the inspection, which will be carried out by tonight's reviewing officer, His Worship the Mayor, Mr. Grant Smith. The inspection is a ceremonial one which is carried out by looking into the eyes of each soldier to see if he is fit and capable of carrying out his duties. If the day's fighting had fared badly, the soldiers may be exhausted or even wounded. If the fighting has been successful, the soldiers may well have overindulged in their issue of rum, and perhaps not be fit for duty. We assure you that this evening, and none of the guard are wounded or suffering from an indulgence of alcohol. With the inspection complete, the band will now give warning of retreat, followed by the musical troupe. Both of these acts were performed with the unarmed band between the enemy and the guard. It's believed that this was a deliberate manoeuvre to taunt the enemy and convey the impression that our morale had not been affected by the day's fighting.
Band, give warning of retreat! Stop! Band will prepare to play. Band, ready! The New Zealand Army Band will troop in slow and in quick time. By the centre, slow, march!
Guard and band will now advance in review order in slow time, followed by the firing of volleys. In 1788, a training manual was produced which detailed 18 manoeuvres to be carried out by all British infantry units. These manoeuvres were designed to combat the tactical moves of an enemy in the attack and in the defence. As the enemy was finally defeated by offensive action, the 18th manoeuvre was performed, and the attack consisting of a line of advance followed by the firing of volleys. Historically, the firing of volleys at the end of the day's work put the flight into spirit of departed soldiers, and this tradition is linked with the present custom of firing volleys at soldiers' graveside. I warn you, if you're in the front few rows, this may be quite loud.
Guard!
Will advance and review order. By the center. Side. Guard! Left and right! And hot! Guard! For unfixed bayonets! Unfixed! Up! Shot! Shot! Guard! Volleys with right cartridges! Load!
and gentlemen, the New Zealand flag will now be lowered. The ceremony will commence with a fanfare and the hymn St. Clements, followed by the drummer beating retreat. The drummers' beatings are believed to have evolved through opposing battalions' drummers attempting to outdo each other in a further attempt to convince the enemy that no harm had been done during the day's fighting. This will be followed by the hymn Sunset, with the retreat call superimposed, followed by a piper's lament. You're requested to stand and face the New Zealand ensign as it is lowered.
Drummers will take point. Take point!
General salute! Present! Ha!
seated.
Drummers and bugles will take post. Take post!
March off! The colours! Sir!
Band will
Colours
prepare to
will
play.
now march off.
Band!
Please stand if they pass your front.
General salute! Present! Ha!
Shoulder out. Colour party. By the centre, left wheel, quick.
You may be seated.
Guard! Shoulder! Ha! Guard! And close order! Right! Check! Guard! Eyes! Front! Guard will march off! Number 2 division leading! Guard will move to the left and fire! Left! Tuck!
Band will prepare to play. Hey! Ready!
The guard and band will now march off, and that will conclude this evening's Be the Retreat ceremony. We do hope you've enjoyed it on a lovely Palmerston North evening. Thank you.